Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Unity of Command 2 and taking a sneak peek at the Moscow 41 DLC, an upcoming DLC pack for Unity of Command 2, which comes out on August 31st, so just a couple days from now. This was taken from a live stream from my Twitch channel from a few days ago. We are playing the second battle in the campaign, where you take on the role of the Soviets during the 1941 winter counteroffensive, following the German failure in front of Moscow. In our last episode, we won a battle near Lake Lagoda in the Leningrad fight, so that was an important victory there to ensure that supplies are able to continue flowing across the ice road to Leningrad. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Battle of Rostov and the counteroffensive in the south in the Ukraine. But that's where we're going to pick things up here. I hope you guys do enjoy the video. I'm going to go ahead and step aside, turn it back over to my live stream myself, and I'll catch you guys at the end. So that does it for the northern battle. It looks like the battle of the defense of Moscow is still locked. So we've got to fight the battle of Rostov, or the Rostov offensive first, before we can fight the battle for Moscow. So the Rostov offensive, November 17th, 1941, as winter closes in, the German forces in the Ukraine occupying an increasingly lengthy front with increasingly depleted formations. At Rostov, German panzers advance on the city, but there are no infantry divisions to back them up. The Soviets throw dozens of new formations backed up by Katyushkas into the attack. Rostov will be the first major city to be liberated from Nazi occupation, and no German units from this sector can be sent to assist at Moscow. Taking the objectives will improve your starting situation in future scenarios. Taganrog. Okay, so it's a 9-turn battle with one secondary bonus objective, and it's going to include the Southern Army, so the Southern Frontier, which does have the set piece attack. It does have the suppressive fire and range 10 for the headquarters units. Okay. Rostov offensive, Stavka dispatch. The 1st Panzer Army is advancing toward Rostov, covered only weakly on its left by the 17th Army west of Bolsheviograd. Hit that exposed left flank hard and strike to Taganrog. Decisive action may just be able to cut off the Panzer spearhead before it has a chance to retreat behind the Mayas River line. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a combination of offensive, defensive. There are 3 objectives we're supposed to take, but we've already taken Rostov and Volkoslovograd. We have to take Bolshik Repnitskia. Oh my god, I need to work on pronunciations of Russian names if I'm going to play this game. We have secondary objectives at Taganrog and Dmitrievsk. Turn 7, 7, and 4 for the primaries on time. Looks like there's a very strong spearhead near Bolshik with armored units. And I guess what the game's trying to tell me is the flank should be relatively weak. We have 270 prestige that we can pour into reserves. Take a look at the headquarters unit, the southern headquarters unit here. There are no reserves currently. We can purchase some though. So I think what we're going to want to do is see how do we cut the spearhead off from its supplies. And I think the way we're probably going to have to do that, and they're probably going to drive in Rostov and maybe take it as well. But I think the way we're going to have to try and do that is use these troops to block while the troops in the north counterattack. I assume this German unit here, which is dug in heavily, is the key. They have engineers and they are entrenched. So we're going to need to bolster the 296th Infantry Division and the 74th Rifle Division, I think, to be able to take this back. So that's where I'm going to focus my prestige. So we're going to go with sappers here for these guys. I guess 2 steps of troops, and then the troops to the front, we're going to go with, what's the heaviest artillery we've got? We'll go with Katyushkas. Artillery +3. The 122s are artillery +3 also, but they have better defense. What's the, I'm guessing these guys can move and attack. That's probably the benefit. So actually, let's do this. Let's go with 122s. And then we're going to give this mobile unit up here, the cavalry, we're going to give them the Katyushkas. We'll give them 1 extra step. Now this battery of infantry up here, we probably also want to try and do something with. What about the armor over here? Can we give these guys Katyushkas also? We can. As well as some extra armored steps. And then these troops on the flank. These guys arty and arty. Okay, not reinforcing any of the troops in the south. I guess we should dig them in though. Undo those last. Dig these troops on the roadway in. They're in the open, so that's not a great position to be in. Okay. They get reinforcements. They get 3 IDs over the span of the first 4 turns. We get nothing. Oh, wait. We also have trucks. I'm curious if we get to go first. Okay. I'm also going to dig these troops in. Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't do that actually. So if I want to launch these attacks, I've got to use command points to do that, right? So first things first, let's use our artillery preparation. We'll get 4 suppression damage and no use of yeah, break them and overrun. All right, we finished off that unit here. Okay. Damn, my armor just barely can't make it there. But we've almost hit their primary depot, and Stalino is definitely where all the supplies on the front line come into the game, or into the front. That is their point. So if we take Stalino, I think it's curtains for the Germans. Curtains for the Germans. Who knows how well our dug-in troops here will hold up. So actually the 56th Army down here is what we need to use our points for, I guess. So we'll dig those troops in. Dig the troops in Rostov itself in. We'll want to cross these guys across the river as quickly as we can, because it is a major river, so if they break through there, we're goners. We won't be able to cross, is what I mean. Okay. I just don't know if it's like... Is it worth trying to weaken these guys with like one of our artillery units? Because I can move this armored unit forward and probably weaken this mechanized unit with some artillery, but I don't know if that's a good idea. What type of artillery do they have? The 122, so they can't move. It's towed. Okay. Alright, so we destroyed that one unit there in the north. We need to push these troops in the north down toward Stalino, I think. That's got to be a major focus of our advance. I'm not sure what to do with some of these armored units and mechanized units sort of in the center. We could, if these objectives that we already hold are objectives for us to take according to the game, I worry that it means the enemy is going to be very aggressive, and so for that reason I'm moving the 253rd Rifle Division to try and threaten their rear in this objective here, because maybe it'll short circuit their drive south and drive them further west. That's the logic anyway. They're definitely going to counterattack west now to threaten to stop from being surrounded. But I think I'm okay with that, especially if they focus on the 395th. That's a weaker unit, I think. Let's move that cavalry over there. We can maybe get even further into the rear if they don't do anything. Okay, so I think that's it for turn number 1. Let's see what the Germans have in store for us here. Okay, they are gonna attack east, are they? Huh. Well, so they use their first attack and break through our dug-in troops. Their second attack gets an overrun. Their third attack swings from the overrun and drives our armor back across the river near Rostov. They then attack our cavalry spearhead near Stalino and plug that gap. Breach and overrun our other armored unit on that front near Rostov and drive it back. They also destroy our spearhead unit that was threatening to cut them off. Ooh, this is bloody. Did they just abandon that objective? Oh, they moved some troops in there. So it seems they can do everything. They can attack east and they can attack west. My goddamn Air Force. Stalin, I beseech you, get me some damn airplanes. Alright, so we lost one unit destroyed. I'm gonna keep the pressure up towards Stalino, though. Cavalry down there. We may have just cut the supplies off to the east by taking this railway, by the way, to the south of Stalino. Let's try and cut this pocket up there in the north off also. They'll definitely counterattack this infantry unit, but I'm thinking that was a pretty big success for us to get there. Man, this cavalry is nice. As quickly as they can redeploy. So all of these troops should be surrounded, and again, this precarious threat to their supply line might matter. All right, their armor. Some of their armor got heavily suppressed in the fighting last turn. kind of want to make a stab at it, but I'm worried we're going to lose really heavy casualties. Or take very heavy casualties. Let's move these guys up over here. We're going to dig in twice at Rostov, so now it's a fortress. All right. I'm gonna, the 132nd Tank Brigade, you're gonna have to make a sacrifice here to do some damage to that German armored unit. And then this cavalry division here. We can destroy these guys. Oh man. We did manage to destroy him, but we did drive him back. We also just surrounded this objective. Not that I think that position will hold, but... Alright, we're going to cross the river here also to threaten this secondary objective. Just, I mean, the hope is that we just threaten them on enough spots all simultaneously that they can't effectively respond to each threat. And hopefully their armored spearhead is unable to push on through. Nice. Okay, so these guys can move over. So we've now cut the rail line at 2 spots. Which I gotta think is gonna completely unbutton their entire offensive. One would hope. All the troops near Stalino, all of these troops on the front line are now going to be back in contact with the southern HQ. The 56th Army, which is holding in the south, they're still, I think, in contact. They're also... Okay. Okay. Well, let's see what happens here. They get their first reinforcements this next turn. They immediately move to try and cut my own spearhead at Stalino off. You can see them threatening the rail line here. They're also trying these troops in the north to break out to the south. They have a depot there, apparently. Rostov, meanwhile, is dug in. They attacked there, or they did a feint there, and then attacked with armor and breached. Oh, and they took the city. They also overrun my spearhead on the rail line there and cleared it. And they cut my own troops. So my own spearhead that's cutting their spearhead off has been cut off. And the unit on the rail line there is overrun. So they clear both rail line breaches and break out of the encirclement at Bolshek. I guess the only good news is they are pulling considerable armor assets away from Rostov, although Rostov fell. Okay, and we also lost another unit. All right, so we linked these troops back up, retook the rail line. All right, I don't want to lose those engineers, so we'll attack with the cavalry instead. Thank you for your supplies. Oh, yeah. All right. Who do we attack first? Get 2K. They're very happy with that combat roll. Zero to 2. I was hoping for an overrun there. Didn't get it. So Stalino is ours, which I think will hold. I think. There's some really strong German troops. So we destroyed that unit. I'm mainly cutting the supply line on as many avenues as I can. To be as big of a pain in the ass as I can be for the Germans here. Because they might, you know, they can drive us back off 1 or 2 or 3 maybe even of them, but eventually there's just too many places for them to all attack at the same time. That's my reasoning anyway. So they took Rostov, but now those armored units are cut off. At least temporarily. All right, so we took that objective. We lost Rostov, but took this other secondary objective, or other primary objective, I guess. I guess I don't have anywhere else to attack with these guys. Like, I don't want to just attack for shits and giggles, and most of these guys are not going to get good results on a combat roll. Doesn't look like there's any suppression to be had. I guess we can try and bombard these troops in the north. Oh, I don't even have the combat points left to do that, or the command points left to do that. So I think that ends the turn. The seizure of Stalinos should be a big deal, though. We'll see if they try and cut my rail line there in the north off again. I would expect they might. Seems like most of their effort seems to be focused on this pretty elite unit that's holding this particular rail junction, which they do manage to destroy. Then they attack my armored unit there, overrun, break out. They do have a depot here, so even though they lose Stalino, they're at least temporarily still going to have supply. Meanwhile, they managed to destroy that unit on the south bank near Rostov. I should be able to, unless they move troops back into Rostov, I think we'll hold it this turn. But they did destroy all of those troops on the rail line, with the exception of the troops at Stalino. So move some troops back in here. Retake that objective. Anything that lets me destroy German tanks, I will do. All right. We are slowly whittling the German army down. Show off that armored unit. So another German armored division destroyed. I think they might actually be losing more men than I am right now. Too bad I can't move them onto this stragglers hex. Okay. I don't know if any supply can come onto the map from Mariupol and this roadway here, but I gotta think not. Damn, I lost that engineer unit. That was not worth it. Okay, so we've retaken Rostov. We've taken all of the objectives, all of them on time. Now it's just a matter of taking this last depot and taking the secondaries by turn 7, which seems possible, but the Germans have counterpunched pretty damn hard so far. So I don't want to get overconfident at this point. We'll see. Those guys are going to pull west. Mechanized troops move up the railway there, destroy that division, cut off that armored unit. That guy will be destroyed. Well, no, he retreated to safety at least. Bombard those troops on that bank near the supply depot. They must really put a lot of value, I guess, because it's adjacent to their supply depot, so they gotta get those units off our front there. They still have some punch there, but they didn't really clear their primary threat, I don't think. And we just took their depot. I don't know where they'd be drawing supplies unless Tagarong is a port that they're bringing supply in at this point. Wish I could get some armored reinforcements like some of those units. Maybe they were just stragglers, but at this point those units are kind of bled white. All right, and that's going to be artillery. Okay. Be great if I could bombard. I don't have the points, right? Yeah. I don't even have the points to feint. I have a lot of almost dead units, not a lot of actually dead units. Like, where are these guys pulling supply from at this point? Okay. We'll have these German troops pinned up at the edge of the map. They won't be able to go anywhere. Dig those troops in. Alright, so at the very least, these guys are pocketed here, and then the German armored units to the east near Rostov are also in trouble. Could they push out of their encirclement? Maybe. We've got pretty good troops in the south there. I think the Cork is on most of these guys. I think the Cork is effectively on most of these guys. Okay. Well, to turn number 6. So they attacked, but they did not get the overrun, I guess. They did drive that one infantry unit back. Attacked or armored there twice. Actually, 3 times now. Didn't destroy it, didn't get any overruns, so slowly whittling their mechanized troops down. They do have a depot to the west here, it looks like, but I don't think they have any roadway to get that depot anywhere. And my own units, I forgot about supply, so let's go take that depot and get my troops their supply back. Cut those guys off, take those prisoners. Undo that move back. Alright, so this is a very strong mechanized force here. These infantry are completely out of supply. I don't even know why I'd bother bombarding them. Wow. Well, we took that objective. So we just have Tagnarok by next turn. How do these guys still have supply? There's got... Huh. Alright, I need artillery on them. So we'll do that. We'll have Katushkas there. All right. I don't even know that the Germans have anywhere to deploy reinforcements. I think they get 3 next turn, but they don't have 3 hexes. I don't think anywhere where they can deploy these guys. Nice. I'll get the 3. And so don't finish them off, but I do seriously damage them. I'll move this mechanized troop up here, finish off them. I don't know that I don't want to waste artillery up on this bottled unit. Right, some of my troops are out of supply, so let's do this. Let's pull some of our depot. Back, and we'll redeploy them next turn. Oops. Okay. We should be closing in on victory. Oh, well, maybe not. Just overran that unit. Then they attacked west, trying to break themselves out, I guess. Well, they're still doing damage to us. Fuck, they upgraded the entrenchments to, well, whatever that is. Okay, so I've got their forts are gone. It's turn 7, so we've got to take it this turn. All right, we'll drop the depot there. Okay, finish off that mechanized formation. I mean, I guess we just attack, right? Like, casualties be damned. I don't know that one suppression matters there at all. I guess maybe it did. Hell yeah! We got it! Casualties and all, but we got it. Okay, so we took the last objective there. Bloody as it might have been. I don't think those casualties are worth it. Nope. All right, so we should have supply for these guys. Okay. So we didn't quite stack wipe the map, but a victory nonetheless. How many panzer divisions got surrounded? A lot. Objectives complete. All of them on time. We did just lose one unit there. Let's continue the fight. I want to wipe these guys out. We must kill the fascist invaders. No matter what the cost, they must all die. I don't know what accent that is. That's not very German. Alright, out of range. So we'll move the headquarters up to Stalino. That should get everybody back in range. Some of these guys are a little low on supply. So we'll pull them back over this railroad. Where are these guys drawing their supply? Does this map just give them supply at that off-map point? The Germans also didn't get to deploy their 3 reserve divisions that were supposed to come up. They didn't have any room for them, I guess. All right, if you're low on supply and you don't have anything to do, get on a damn rail line. In fact, everyone should be pretty much on a rail line, I would say. Makes my job easier. So do I need this depot back here? No, I don't. We'll save those deep trucks and move them forward next turn. Which happens to be the last turn. Oh no, we let them deploy their new troops. Whatever. They're too isolated to matter. Continue. We will fight them until the end. For Mother Russia. Another German panzer division wiped out. All right. They are gonna have one division survive, I suppose. Why? It would have sucked to be in the 111th Division. You guys are going in for reinforcements. All right, what are we going to do? Well, you're going to just get surrounded and die, probably. Oh, okay. Thanks, sir. Thanks for deploying us. Was there any real hope? Nope, there wasn't. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I think that's another victory for us. I guess they retreated north toward a rail line, so maybe they escaped that way. Anyway, victory. Primaries taken on time with a gold star, 245 campaign score, 22 enemy KIA, 24 prisoners. We did lose 96 casualties ourselves, so pretty heavy losses on our end. But I would say that was a very successful battle for us, wiping out almost the entire German force. And so we had 2 completed on time, 2 primary objectives, and all secondary objectives done well. And so I assume those secondaries being completed are going to carry over to the next fight, having taken those bonus objectives in those theaters. So probably not right now, but it'll help the following battle in that after this next conference. But before any of that, we're going to have to fight the battle for Moscow, the defense of Moscow. That will be for another time, however. This is going to conclude episode number 2 of my look at Moscow 41, a new and upcoming DLC for Unity of Command 2. The DLC comes out on August 31st, and the DLC allows you to play as the Soviets during the winter counteroffensive against the German army following the failure of Operation Barbarossa. I'm enjoying these first 2 scenarios that we played so far. They seem pretty interesting and well designed. I think playing as the Soviets is definitely a different look and feel, especially early in the war when the Soviets may not punch as hard as the Germans. You're making a lot of very different types of decisions. I think the AI attacks a little bit more effectively and a little bit more interestingly than in other scenarios where it tends to be a little bit more passive. So far I'm pleasantly surprised. Not sure how much the DLC is going to cost yet. The previous one at Barbarossa cost $9, so I would imagine it won't be more than that because it's a slightly smaller DLC. But if you're interested, there's a link in the description where you can go ahead and check out the product page. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, as always, I'm out.